This is Sims Reeves, who flew B52 bombers. He's going to explain refueling to us.
Okay. The formatting speed was 255 knots indicated airspeed, and the bomber and tanker, if you're going out and rendezvousing with the tanker, you're meeting head on at 80 miles distance between the two airplanes. The tanker starts to turn, and if everything works out right, he should roll out on the tanker or the fueling track 2 miles in front of the bomber, and then the bomber slowly closes on the tanker. And at 2 miles, you've got a 280 knot indicated airspeed. At 1 mile, it's down to 260, and you slowly decrease your speed to come up and get to stabilize behind the tanker. And at about 15 feet before the contact position, you hit the tanker's bow wave. That's the airflow across the top of the wing, and the bomber will actually stop. You have to add a little bit of power to get through the bow wave and get it back off again once you break through, because if you don't, you'll overrun your tanker. And the refueling receptacle on the bomber is about, I guess about 8 feet behind the pilot's heads. And the tanker also has the pilot director lights up on the forward section of the fuselage that says fore and aft and up and down. And you can follow that at night, especially. You can't see them much in the daytime, but you follow that at night. And flying, the secret to refueling is good formation on the tanker, because you can't see the booms behind your head. And the boom has a big collar on it, and once it seats in the receptacle, they have hydraulic toggles in the refueling receptacle that latch the boom in place and hold it in place to keep it tight, and there's the seal to keep the fuel from spraying out around the nozzle. The tanker can transfer fuel at the rate of 60 pounds per square inch, and you get another 10 pounds by the gravity down the boom. So the bomber's taking on fuel at the rate of 70 psi. That's about maximum rate of transfer, 6,000 pounds per minute. And we could, normally the standard offload most of the time is 90,000 pounds, and we could take that on in 15 minutes with no disconnects. Now if you hit disconnects, of course, it would take longer. You had several ways to get disconnects. You had the boom, had up and down, and sideways, and fore and aft, all had switches on it. You exceeded those limits, and the boom would automatically come out and retract. And of course, you can punch it off with the toggle switch on the pilot's wheel, or the tanker boom operator could punch you off.
I have no idea what it is.
And that's just to get gas in it.
Yeah.
And then you had to have somebody who knows how to drop bombs.
Oh yeah, we had a radar navigator done that.
So having bombs and fuel on the same plane is probably not always safe.
175,
Well, and if you're not getting shot at, it's safe. Of course, it's not safe anytime if you're getting shot at.
Well, this is Mr. Sims H. Reeves. I want to thank you for this little interview about how to refuel.
Okay.
In case I'm refueling the B-52 in the future,
Right.
I know exactly what to do.
Yep.
Thank you.
And what's the gross weight with all the fuel and all the bomb?
Max gross weight in flight, 452,000 pounds on this model. Now the H model they're flying now is 488,000 pounds in flight, max in flight gross weight.
And the wing has a 35-foot span that's up
Yeah,
and down?
Wing tips, the wing was so flexible it would flex in an arc from its bottommost point to its uppermost point, 32 feet.
You wouldn't think still could.
Before it get internal failure.
That's a lot of flex. I don't think I want to fly in one of those.
Well, if it didn't flex like that, it'd break off.
Oh, well, maybe I would fly in one like that. Okay.
Yeah.